Hello everyone, I'm Random Guy, whatever, and welcome to my new video. Yeah, I did the thing. So, this is what if Deku was a marksman. Again, it's pretty late at night. As you can see, it's like 8:17. Well, it's, it's not night yet, bro. So I'm gonna cut back on the rambling. So, yeah, we last left off when Deku jumped away from, me, Lisa, Alamaito, David, Shoka, and Endeavor. So Deku goes to this spot where him and Connor always used to hang out. You know, Connor was always like a father figure to him. He was very distraught of like what he should do after his mother's death. But like after Connor basically found his way in being a Black Ops member, he really felt grateful, and him and Connor always used to go out to this little spot where it's a pretty decently sized hill, and it's like a lake below it. It's a pretty decent size. It's a pretty big lake, actually. Yeah, it's a pretty big lake, and the sunset and the moonlight reflect off of it perfectly, giving it a great glimmer. So now picture all that in anime form. Okay? That's what we got. So after everyone gathers their bearings, because well, ooh. So yeah, ooh. Deku, he's really distraught right now because after his mother's death, he was. I already said that, bro. So let me read off this imaginary script I have in my head. Yeah, I could do that. So Melissa and Shoka go after Deku. Well, Melissa does. Shoka just follows behind because she's bored and she wants to get away from her father. So they see Deku just standing there, his eyes reflecting in the moonlight, and his hair flowing in the wind. A very beautiful sight, I must say. No homo pause. I'm not gay. As Melissa calls out for Deku, and Deku looks behind him, sees Melissa and a multicolored hair girl. And Deku finds this quite appealing because, well, he also has multicolored hair, green at the roots. Not green at the roots, freaking black at the roots, green at the tips. And I'm gonna say that David followed David and All Might followed Melissa, and Endeavor was just following along because he had to spy on All Might. And they saw the conversation they were having, and Melissa's like, "What was that?" Deku's like, "I don't know, it just happened." And because Deku, he's never acting like this. He's usually a calm and collected guy. Pretty quiet, but he's usually always calm and collected. Like, Melissa has never seen him break down like how he did it at the whole incident with Connor. If you can tell, this is my second time trying to record this because I paused to blow my nose and like when I tried to unpause, I accidentally pressed the stop recording button. I don't know why they're so close together, but back to the thing. Enough with my rambling. Melissa, she's low-key worried about Deku because, again, she's never seen him break down like this, and she's never seen him really express his emotions, especially sad emotions, especially like negative emotions. She's never seen him express it. She's seen him express a positive emotion before, but like that was only like that was only a once in a while thing, bro. Like that was maybe like once in a blue moon when like Melissa said something that would improve his gear or something. So like that's the only time that she's ever seen him like express real happy positive emotions. She's never seen him express sad emotions because he's always had to stay strong as a Black Ops agent. As the youngest Black Ops agent, he has a lot of expectations to live up to. And sometimes he doesn't even know if he can live up to those expectations. But Connor always gave him like the way of like, hey, just live your life like a video game, bro. Like, just don't care about what those old geezers say because Connor, he was kind of like Gojo. Like, he never liked the old geezers, like the council of the Black Ops. But he knew they were on the council for a reason because they were the best they were the best of their time. They were the best of the best. So he kind of respected them for that. He kind of respected them for that, I meant. But that was the only reason why Connor didn't just kill them all as soon as they tried to make Deku a Black Ops agent because all Connor was going to do was adopt Deku and just raise him up. He was never going to tell him about Black Ops or anything. But the old geezers found out, hey, he has a son. More military Bro, we friends, bro. Come on, bro. I swear, if I get betrayed. Oh, frick. So, frickin' Connor, he was never gonna tell him about Black Ops. He was never gonna tell him about anything. He was just gonna be known as, his dad. But like, since Deku, he showed great promise as a fighter, and his quirk was absolutely outstanding. The old geezers wanted him to, be a Black Ops agent, which, of course, Connor didn't want to happen because, well, that's his son, and Inko, and that's Inko's son, his best friend. He doesn't want Deku. He didn't want Deku to turn out with the same road that he went. So that's why Deku was never gonna be told about Black Ops. So then the whole thing with the old geezers, they told him to like get Deku onto their side and get him to be a Black Ops. And Connor had to do what they say because they're the officials of Black Ops in Call of Duty. They're the officials of Black Ops. And Connor, he was like Gojo. He could have killed them at any time, but the only reason why he didn't kill them is because he would get so many people sent after him. It wouldn't be a safe environment for Deku. And he overall didn't want that. So, of course, after Connor asked him if he wanted to be in Black Ops, Deku said yes because he wanted more training to not let anything that happened to his mother ever happen to anyone else. So, Connor kind of idolized Deku for that. So, he taught him everything he knew. Basically like a Yuji to Connor. Basically like the Yuji to Deku's, not the Yuji to Deku. Basically like the Yuji to Connor's Gojo. That was basically how they were. And freaking Deku and Connor, he never really talked to Deku about like freaking to talking. They never talked about like negative emotions or anything because Connor never saw himself as like fit for that because he was the emotionless weapon of Black Ops. He was Connor, the greatest fighter of all time, basically. And yeah, Connor was basically he was basically like you, how you would be in like Call of Duty to all the NPC. Frick. It's not COVID. To all the NPCs, like the best of the best, the top of the top. He was basically unstoppable, and the old geezers knew this, so they tried to use Connor. They had to try to use Connor being on mission so much to get close to Deku and use him as a weapon. So, yeah. Deku, he's talking to Melissa, then he asks, oh wait, I need to say flashback end. Because that was all a flashback. That was all he was thinking about. He was thinking what I was saying, bro. So, freaking, oh yeah, and also Connor looked like Gojo, but with green eyes. And, so, he asks who the girl with the multicolored hair is. Melissa kind of gets jealous from this because, well, after just talking to her, he asks about another girl, which kind of takes her off. So she introduces her calmly, collectively, wanting to choke slam Shoka right then and there, But she keeps her composure. She says her name is Shoka Todoroki. And Deku's like, oh, you're like Endeavor's daughter, is it? Where is he, bro? Cause I'm sure he's spying on us right now. And Shoka's like, well, that's most likely true, but I was dragged here by your friend. And, ow, frick. I stepped in the campfire. So, frick, I stepped in the campfire again. So, Deku, he starts talking to Shoka, and Deku gets out of his cool anime position, like his hands in his pockets, his jacket flowing in the wind, like whoosh, whooshity, whooshity, whoosh, whoosh. And he jumps down from his little high top place, because he was pretty high above them. Like, he was like Sasuke in the beginning of Naruto Shippuden, and they were like Naruto, Sakura, and Sai, basically. Pow! So CC Parak. You talking about that? Those things from Jersey, a dinosaur. So freaking Deku, he's talking to both of them, and he is like, okay then, you're pretty emo though. Freaking Shoka doesn't take lightly to this, and gets kind of ticked off, like, how dare he? I'm Shoka Todoroki. Does he not know who I am? Isn't he supposed to be protecting me? He shouldn't be insulting me. Come on. And freaking Melissa starts laughing. She starts laughing so hard. And she starts saying, yeah, she is emo. So Deku jumps down, and he comes face to face with both of them. Then he looks behind them, and of course All Might's butt sticking out, like how Toby did to freaking Deidara when they were looking for the Three Tails. Like, don't forget to hide your butt. And Deku's like, don't forget to hide your butt. And then All Might quickly scoots in, and then they hear Endeavor like, frick, All Might squeezing me. And he's like, no. And then they hear David like, now, come on. And then Deku creates a silenced sniper with like a really, really, really high firepower, like the oh frick, I forgot the name of it. Like the little frick, was it called World Trigger? No, it was called frick. Frick. It was called, I forgot what it was called, but it was something. It was something trigger. But it was like this one anime I saw. The girl's sniper was freaking off the walls, my guy. Like, bruh, if she shot you with that, you were done for. You didn't have retirement plans after that, because you would be dead. Like, bro, if that bullet even grazed you, my guy, you would die. Ooh, that sounds like something that freaking 2 Chainz would say, bro. If that bullet grazed you, my guy, then you will freaking die. Oh, freaking, yeah, and it freaking blows away the tree. And they're like, oh my god, was Deku planning to kill us? Was he just gonna assassinate us right then and there? Just pow pow, you're done for? Like, we need to know these things. And he's like, hey y'all. And they're like, hi. You're not mad at us, are you? And he's like, of course I'm not. As he creates a freaking throwable dagger, like what you have in COD 2 zombies. And like, of course I'm not. Just stay still. Just stay still. As Deku starts shooting off those throwable daggers, and friggin', they're just like, ah! They start screaming like freaking girls. As freaking Endeavor jumped into the bushes, um, and All Might freaking pushes away David and jumps into the air, like to infinity and beyond. So yeah, Deku then appears right behind Endeavor and pimp slaps him out of the bushes, sending him flying, flying, my guy. Like, he goes Superman real quick. So, then he meets, then he kicks himself off of Endeavor and meets All Might in the air. Like, All Might wa mo shinderu nyoni. As then he freaking wah boosh. He puts his two hands together, clenches them real tight, and straight on All Might's head, bashing him down to the ground. He goes down like a meteor, and he falls straight on top of Endeavor. And of course, Deku takes a few pictures of this for blackmail. Of course, don't blackmail people because that's illegal. Haha. I don't want to get age restricted. Boop boop boop. Freaking Deku. Frick, my nose is running again. So Deku, then he goes to where he walks up slowly to where David is. And then he pulls out the knife that he has on his ankle brace. And he's like, you about to get cut, my man. You better run. As David starts running for his life. He starts running like if your mom calls you and says, I'm gonna be home in a minute, take off all your clothes. You know you about to get beat. So then he starts David starts bolting out of there with Deku in close pursuit, as then Deku tackles him and stabs him 3 times in the leg, bro. All of them in the ER. No, all of them in the hospital. And they have to call Recovery Girl because they're pretty banged up. And Deku then wipes the blood off of his hands. He's like, how annoying can you be? And of course he still has that blood of of his fallen enemies on him. Like this frick. Where is it? Where is it? Frick. Marksman. There it is, marksman. Frickin' Deku. He he was gonna be charged for assault, but big butt there. Freaking Melissa butt there. But they didn't press charges for some reason, because if that was me, like, bring me my money, boy. Where's my money? Give me my money. Like, bro, I'm charging you for battery, assault, and arson, even though there was no fire on the site, bro. Like, come on. So, of course, freaking Shoka and Melissa are freaking out because, well, Melissa's freaking out, but Shoka's not because, well, Deku beat down her father, and she's grateful for that. And freaking Melissa's worried about her dad and her uncle might. So we skip a few weeks where the 10 months start and all the two dads and all Maito get out of the hospital and they start like checking them. They start like checking themselves, thinking that Deku was like injected something into them while they were in the hospital. So like they start checking themselves for like needle holes and like any signs of a needle going into them. Like that was unwarranted. Like so like they find nothing and they breathe out a huge sigh of relief and yeah, my videos are a lot shorter with all me doing all that rambling, but okay. um Deku, he's talking one day and Shoka and Melissa, no, Shoka brings up the topic of freaking UA. And Deku's like, UA? And she's like, yeah, you should go. And Deku's like, he starts counting how many people he's killed. Like, there's that one dude, then that one rich billionaire, then that mob boss, then there was all those guys, then there was that guy, then there was him, and then him, and then him, and then him, and then him, then that lady, she was freaking crazy. Then that guy, then that other guy, then I don't think they'll accept me into UA. um so of course Shoka, not understanding like his job was to mark people, like to get rid of people without any signs of like without any signs of murder, just to make it look like an accident always. So like no one knows of the Black Ops existing except for like high ranking people in Japan, or like people that like know information that they shouldn't know, or like people that live in, or like people that know, people that just know stuff in freaking Island and decide to check it out, or like people that saw the Black Ops in action one day, which is pretty unlikely. Not just pretty unlikely, like really unlikely, because no witnesses. No, they don't kill the witnesses. Nah, they don't kill the witnesses. They just put them under a drug-induced coma, and they say that it was from trauma, and they also put like a gas into them that like erases their memory of the thing ever happening. But if the person ever does get away from the Black Ops before they get to do that, somehow, which is like a 1 in a billion chance, not even a 1 in a billion chance, a 1 in a trillion chance to get away from the Black Ops, people usually think they're crazy because they'd never seen them. They'd never even heard about the Black Ops. So that's how their thing is. Or people that are friends with people in the Black Ops. So yeah. Deku, he's like, really? They think they'll give me a shot, bro? Like, for real. Me, a guy that has a body count of over 13,000. Because the average body count for a Black Ops member I'm gonna say is 1,000. And Deku was one of the higher end ones. He has a higher body count than Connor, who has 12,500. Deku has 13,000. No, not even that. Connor has a body count of 2 million. Deku has a body count of 2.1 million. So he has 1,000. No, not 1,000, but 10,000 more kills than Connor. Because 1% of a million would be. Wait a minute. 10,000 times 10. 100,000 times. No, 0.05 because freaking 10,000 would be 05. So 0.05. No, not even 05. 01. No, not even 01. 001. Which means he has 10,000 more kills than Kona, which is really a tiny bit compared to all the other Black Ops members that are like that have been in the biz for a bit. Like an average like long time Black Ops member has like a body count of like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, something in the 100,000 range. So yeah, an average like newcomer to the Black Ops has a body count of maybe like 1,000, 2,000, something in the 1,000 range. Hold up, I gotta go use the bathroom. Okay, so I'm back. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, what if Deku was a marksman? Yeah, I was talking about the body count of an average Black Ops member. So yeah, that's around their body count range, and Deku was a higher end one, and he's also a newer one because like 10 years is considered like freaking like new. 1 year is like fresh in the biz. So like the minimum you have to be in the Black Ops 4 before you can leave is 20 years. But since Deku is an exception and he's a higher end, it only takes 7 years. Hey, what a convenience! What a convenient thing, because he's been in the Black Ops for 7 years. So he drops out of the Black Ops, and the 10 months start. Him and Shoka are one day just traveling, just going around in the streets. Because in this time, they've actually gone to Japan. Yes, they go back to Japan, and Deku comes with them because he wants to, and he's dropped out of the biz of being in the Black Ops, so he doesn't have to stay in Island. He doesn't have to stay on. He doesn't have to live in Island. So everyone moves to, frickin' the Japan main island thing, because Japan is an island, I believe. Yeah, Japan is an island, because they're more known for freaking tsunamis, and yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. I need to stop rambling, bro. So they go back to the main island of Japan, and one day they see this villain fight. Deku, he still has his obsession with heroes and villains and all that stuff. So of course he's taking notes. He's learning. He's of course observing the hero because he wants to. And yeah. Deku, he gets caught up in the thing, and they just leave because they know that he can take care of himself. As he sees a familiar face. A blonde-haired boy with red eyes. He's stuck in this sludge villain creature. Then he takes a closer look and sees his teeth, his eyes, his hair, and the structure of his bullseye, as he recognizes it as his childhood friend, Katsuki Bakugo. And Deku, oh yeah, and also heroes know about the Black Ops. Some heroes know about the Black Ops, actually. Only like the top 100. If you get freshly into the top 100, like, you know a bit about the Black Ops, because you've experienced cases with them before, like just murders happening out of the blue. Then the officials tell you a bit about the Black Ops, like how they're like an organization that take care of all the bad people, basically like vigilantes for the government, vigilantes that work for the government. So like, then as you move up the ranks, you get more and more like acquainted with the Black Ops. You even meet some of the Black Ops members, only for a brief few seconds, but you still meet them. But then once you get into like the top, maybe like 80 something, yeah, the top 80, then you start knowing real stuff about the Black Ops, about like how you could enter the Black Ops at freaking 11, and you'd leave at 22, and how you could enter the Black Ops at like 30 and exit when you're 40. So like, then you get into like the real juicy stuff when you get into like top 20, top 30, that stuff. Like, you get into stuff like what the average body count for a Black Ops member is. You start knowing the layout of their missions. Like, you know who's a Black Ops member, who's not. And I'm gonna say those heroes that were there were in the top 80. So we're in the top 20 actually, because Mount Lady, Death Arms, and Commonly Woods, I believe they're all in the top 20. So yeah. So freaking Deku then walks in to the case as he shows his badge to Death Arms as he steps aside, because he knows what's about to happen, as Deku creates a plasma knife, because again I said he can create anything that can harm people. So he makes a plasma knife. So let me explain Deku. So he can make anything that harms people, but he just chooses weapons. So yeah. Ooh, that. What are they playing downstairs, bro? Dang. I took out my headphones so I could listen in, but anyone else hear that? Bruh. Does anyone else hear that? If you could hear that, big ups to you, but like, that sounded fire, bruh. That sounded like a DMX or something. Was that DMX? Yeah, that's DMX. So freaking Deku, he walks up to the sludge villain. He does that whole modder thing in the beginning of the Shinobi Alliance slaughter, where he starts just walking towards the sludge villain. Then he starts jogging. Then he starts running. Then he starts sprinting towards the sludge villain. The sludge villain's vision being blurry, just being a blur, just a green blur. And Deku, no, not Deku, but the sludge villain, then he remembers. Flashback to when the sludge villain was a new villain. There was a green-haired boy that looked around 13. 2 years into the Black Ops, he was already considered a pro. One day he got a mission to take out this blob guy. He was wreaking havoc around the city. As the boy made one plasma knife and one electricity knife. As he rushes towards the sludge villain in a green blur. We skip back to current day, and the sludge villain sees the same eyes as the boy that attacked him 5 years ago. And he starts freaking out. He lets go of Bakugo and starts trying to run for his life. As then Deku catches up to him, stabbing him in the eye, then stabbing him right in the tongue, whipping his other eye out, and beating him mercilessly to death. As the sludge villain is slowly dying, he gets one look in Deku's eye as he starts cleaning the blood off his knife. As then all he sees is black. Alright, I hope you did enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. If you wait, I need to say it right. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. When you turn on post notifications, set them to all, because when you set them to personalized, you don't get any notifications, and you might as well not get notifications at all. So, goodbye, my boys, girls, attack helicopters and trees. I don't know what you identify as, and as long as I'm alive, I'll remind you that it is illegal to misgender someone. In Canada, the society is turning into snowflakes. Okay, bye-bye.